What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Celtics Daily, or should I say bonjour, as we are in Paris. And I wanted to prove we are in Paris by sacrificing the lighting, but to show you that we are at a Parisian hotel right now with the windows right open, with un café, if you will. All right, this is going to be a quick one. I told you we had some pre-recorded stuff, but if some Celtics news did go down, we were going to drop some stuff for you. And the second we brought up Joe Mazzulla not getting an extension, it was like the Celtics god. Maybe Brad Stevens does watch this. A lot of you were making fun of me in the chat, being like, "Oh, you think Brad Stevens watches these videos?" And then comments. Well, the second we drop Joe Mazzulla not getting an extension, what happens? They give him a multi-year extension. And I have to tell you, the reaction was pretty funny. And I know when we brought up Joe, there seemed to be like split decision. Some people a fan of what he's done. I mean, he's been here for what, 2 seasons? He had a disappointing Eastern Conference Finals experience, right, with the Miami Heat, then wins a title. And then in the third season, we fall apart against the Knicks. Tatum gets hurt. All that stuff happens. You would think he would be well regarded, right? That's a pretty winning performance. And I think immediately everyone has just decided anybody could win a title with that team. Right. When you looked at what was happening in the Eastern Conference, they would go up against the Dallas Mavericks. They get to avoid Nikola Jokic and go up against Luka. And then they're just like anybody can win that. You know, they got lucky. They shot a lot of threes, whatever the take is. But man, he's been there for 3 seasons. He got a finals win. A banner. That's like the one you heard Peyton Pritchard the other day say, as a Celtic, there's no tanking, right? You have one job, one responsibility, and that's to get a ring. Mazzulla does it right away. And everybody's like, doesn't count, though. Doesn't count. Anybody could have done it. Not any. Ime didn't do it. Ime did some other stuff. He didn't do that, though. So, anyways, he gets his bag. The other thing I wanted to point out about this, it's weird that we know, like, if a player signs an extension, we know exactly how long. We know who gets the option. Is it a team option? Is it a player option? We know if they do X amount of things, they get more money if they make an all-star team, an all NBA, all this stuff. A coach extension, we have no idea how long. All we know it's multi-year. We don't know how much. I think they only we only find out explicit numbers if they say something like, this is the highest paid coach in the league. It's just the weirdest thing that we don't get that reported on a little bit more. We're going to take a sip of un café. All right. Un café, por favor, s'il vous plaît. I said, por favor. What are we doing? We need to keep it French up in here. But yeah, I don't know. Be curious what everyone else's response is here to Mazzulla getting an extension. I think it's a no-brainer. I'm not mad at it. We broke down all the coaches. Oh, I should shout out a comment here. There was a comment from the other day that said they would have taken in the Eastern Conference Eric Spoelstra ahead of Mazzulla and Rick Carlisle. I totally forgot to mention Rick Carlisle. That was a flub on my part. But yeah, still third best coach in the Eastern Conference. I will take that. So I'm happy with the Mazzulla extension. You needed to do it. What are your other options? I mean, the Knicks just fired Thibodeau and got Mike Brown. Like, what are we doing? All right, let's keep the pace of this moving along so I can do vacation stuff. We've got, I went to the wrong one. Second, hold on. Here we go. There we go. No opening night, no Christmas Day games. That's right. The schedule just came out. Here's what we've got on opening night, which, by the way, on NBC. So cue the music. I'm not going to do it because then we'll get fined or something. But opening night, Houston Rockets are taking on the OKC Thunder. The thing I do love about this game, though, Kevin Durant's first game with the Houston Rockets are going to be when the OKC Thunder get their championship rings. Hell yeah, love that. Second game, Warriors and Lakers. So there's no Celtics opening night. Now let's do Christmas. Celtics have played every single Christmas Day game for the last decade, I believe, since 2015. I think that's right. Yeah, first time since 2015. The Celtics won't play on Christmas Day. Here are the 10 teams. We've got the Cavs taking on the Knicks. So I guess that makes sense. Spida Mitchell against the team that everybody thought he was going to go to, the New York Knicks. Wemby against SGA. So you've got Victor Wembanyama, the San Antonio Spurs against the OKC Thunder. You have the Houston Rockets at the Lakers, Mavericks at the Warriors, Timberwolves and the Nuggets. So for all of you out there saying that the Celtics aren't going to tank, we didn't even get Christmas Day. First time in 10 years. You know how hard it is for a team from Boston not to play on Christmas? Even when we weren't very good, we'd play like the Raptors on Christmas Day. Didn't get a Christmas Day game. Just brutal stuff. Also, I mentioned Wembanyama. Being in Paris, we went into a couple of different stores. One that it was like a basketball store. It had to have been a better name than that. It had basketball gear in it. Let's say that. Lots of Wembanyama jerseys. That makes sense. The second most popular jersey, Luka was the second most popular one. I think that has more to do, well, one, international flavor, right? But also he's on the Lakers now. I think people are very excited about that. Did not see a single Celtics jersey, not even like throwbacks. No Pierce, no Garnett, no Tatum, no Jaylen Brown, not even Yabusele, Gershon Yabusele. I know he's a Knick right now, but he was a Celtic at one point, French legend. Yabusele. So no Celtics jerseys anyway. No Celtics greats, no Celtics love here at all. But speaking of Celtics greats, I wanted to bring this up because the Tom Brady statue got unveiled. And I've got a couple of thoughts on statues. One, I think we just got to stop. Why you go back in history, like when you travel to Europe, whether you're going to Italy, Greece, wherever, some really wonderful statues are done. The art's it's impeccable, right? Just a really incredible stuff. With all of the human evolution, how have we gotten worse at statues? The Brady one looks fine, but it's not. I mean, if you guys remember the Ronaldo one, remember the Dwayne Wade one where he's like 5'2", like he's tiny. I'm not 5'2", like 5 inches. Tiny. Why are we so bad at statues? Anyways, it made me think like Brady getting a statue. Who is the next Celtic that gets a statue? Right? Pierce and Garnett. I feel like the truth should get one, but I don't think Pierce has one. Garnett does not have one, right? Does Tatum, I think, is the logical one. Sorry, guys. We're going to try to sit back. Yes, we should have been doing this from the beginning. My knees are shot. But, dude, what does Tatum need to do? One more ring? Play his whole career in Boston? Does he get one? I think it is a little bit trickier for players to get statues these days just because they're not staying with organizations for as long, right? You look at somebody like Kevin Durant, who's, started with OKC and, played 10 years there. That's the other thing. He gets like such a bad rap for bouncing around. He played in OKC for a decade when no one even knew OKC had a team. He was playing for the Thunder. Plays there for 10 years. But then right from there goes Golden State, Brooklyn, Phoenix, now Houston. I'm trying to think of another example. Steph Curry, like, is he going to be the last example of a player who plays their entire career there? Although, I don't know, Tatum seems like he is en route to doing something like that. Another thing about the Celtics offseason, speaking about Tatum and Jaylen Brown and Mazzulla, I don't know if it feels different for you guys. They seem way more in the community, and maybe my algorithm's just different and I'm seeing more Celtics stuff. They seem way more in the community this offseason than in previous off seasons, right? They had that event in Rhode Island, which, shout out Rhode Island. When's the last time the state of Rhode Island has been mentioned in a video, just any video, unless it was about Buddy Cianci? You didn't think you were getting a Buddy Cianci shout out this morning, did you? But they did this event. Mazzulla shows up. Tatum shows up. Also, guys, I know that the Tatum hopium is strong. He looks good, man. No brace, just like a good gait in his walk. Not even a limp. Dude had a torn Achilles, just strolling, walking better than I am right now. So I'm starting to feel a little bit optimistic. We'll talk about Tatum a little bit more. But anyways, I'm curious, who's the next guy with the statue? Our guy Bob Cousy just had a birthday. I think 97th birthday. So that goes to show you, if you just dribble like that, you'll live to 97. Shout out to Kuz, man. My friends Justin and Steve got me as a wedding gift a few years ago a Bob Cousy jersey. Hell yeah. It was right around the time where JJ Redick called out Cousy playing with plumbers. Now Lakers coach. Maybe that's when we should have known he was going to be the Lakers coach, when he invoked the name of Bob Cousy. We should have known better. Let's get into some of your comments. I do apologize. The vacation vids, we'll call them, the vacay vids, are going to be a little bit shorter. I know we normally run like somewhere between 18 and 25 minutes in these bad boys. While we're on vacay, we got to be efficient. So we're just going to be doing like 10 to 12 minute bangers, if you will. We still have some other pre-recorded stuff that's going to be coming out through the week. Like this should probably drop on Tuesday or Wednesday, although I'm in European time. I don't know what time is right now. But yeah, do me a favor. If this is your first time here, hit the subscribe button. We're closing in on 2,000 subs, all right? The comments have been great. The chat's been active. We love to see it. Let's get this bad boy over 2K before the start of the NBA season, shall we? All right, let's get into your comments. I don't have any individual ones pulled up, but I did want to – the last thing I wanted to talk about was Tatum. And we mentioned him in a previous video. No, we mentioned him in every video, but we were talking about the 3 different scenarios, right, where he could come back and play bad, or the 3 different scenarios for this season. 1, doesn't play at all. 2, Celtics get off to a good start. and he does come back in like April or whatever, or right before the playoffs, if they're like a top 4 seed. Then the third scenario is like if they are a playing game team, like 6 to 9 seed, nice. What do you do with Tatum? Like, does he come back? And it seems like everybody's pretty torn on it. I think the consensus got close to being just don't play him in any scenario this season. And I think that is where I land on all of this. I think I just want him to be healthy. I like that you guys can hear the streets of Paris right now. We get a little horn buzzing out here, but I think I just want him to be healthy. I don't want to force it. Just let him get all of the rest he needs, whether we are a 2 seed, a 6 seed, or a 14 seed. I think I just want him to take the season off. You know, there's just no need. There's no need. If we don't, I mean, unless you do think you have championship aspirations, I know we don't. We don't, guys. We don't. Let's just get him healthy. Let's not put the miles on JB. You know, let's just everybody be cool. Everybody be chill. And then we come back 26-27. I tell you what we will have in 26-27. We'll have Jason Tatum. We'll have opening night. It'll be like Tatum's first game back. Can you hear it now? All of a sudden, the drop kick Murphys start playing. And the Tatum comes out. Just like a wrestling intro almost or something like that. We'll be playing on Christmas Day. I'll tell you that right now. Probably Celtics Knicks, back to the scene of the crime. What if they have Christmas Day it would be 2026. First game, Pacers Thunder. Halliburton's first game back. Achilles. Celtics, I guess this wouldn't be the first game back, but first time they play each other. Then Celtics take on the Knicks. Tatum's first game back with the Achilles. Then let me throw one more at you. The Portland Trail Blazers play the Milwaukee Bucks. Damian Lillard's first time back in Milwaukee. Come on. It's beginning to look a lot like Achilles Christmas, right? Just get everybody back. I think I like it. I like it. Make the call, Adam Silver. Make the call. All right. Speaking of making the call, we're going to call it here because I'm going to go out and get I was going to say beignet. That's not what I'm getting. That's more New Orleans, I think. What am I going to get? I don't know. I'm going to get cheese fromage. We're going to get some cheese. But I appreciate everybody tuning in on vacay. Next time you probably see one of these, like, a vacay vids will probably be in Amsterdam. So very exciting stuff. I'll take you live to the red light district. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Hit the subscribe on the way out. We will see you next